Hello, guys and girls. It's your leadership, your president of 2024. Because I'm running for president 2024. Just a joke, by the way. But it's your president, Matalina. Hello, guys and girls. It's me, Matalina here, and welcome back to another video again. I originally was gonna make a video. It would have been more of a depression video, because I was going through a lot, but I'm not gonna do that. So why not make a positive kind of video, or like a motivation video, if you're a small channel, or if you're just like a YouTuber, or if you're just like a business starting out, or if you just, I don't know, you're just small. Because I know, like, I see a lot of small I remember I met this small channel who's phenomenal, who drives to Japan, really cool. Like, she does like a drive around. So if you're starting out, I mean, I'm still small. I have 240 subscribers, but I've been doing YouTube. I've been probably doing YouTube for a very long time. I've been doing YouTube since like I would say around like 2019. I was just gonna do YouTube in 2016, but I couldn't do it due to mental health reasons. So I did YouTube instead in 2019 actually. Yeah, so it's about to be like, I think 3 years. I don't know how many years, but a few years. I'm getting old. And my channel, I never got a strike. Personally, my YouTube channel never got a strike. Well, I might have got a warning, but it went away because I got so lucky. So why I'm saying this? Because I know this is a random talk about, but man, how do I feel about my life? Is my life that awful? Am the bad person? Am the Antichrist? No. This is why I think I don't want to turn this to like a religion channel, because personally, this is my takes on it. I'm not too religious. I'm Christian, but I'm not too religious. What I believe, yes, there's a God, yes, but I'm more of like, I think logic. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, if you do this, you're going to hell. No, I don't think that, because I didn't think that everybody's going to hell if you think that. But what I believe is, I believe in open mind. I'm more of an independent. I'm an independent thinker. I think of open-minded stuff, and it's probably the reason why my mom was really good at dealing with me. And my mom knew how to raise me really well, because my mom, shout out to my mom was very open-minded. I think most parents, I'm not gonna lie, most people are probably not that most open-minded, okay? Let's be real. Let's be kind of real. My mom is very open-minded. Very open-minded. I got respect to that. And my mom's really open-minded. So I'm recording this on my iPod Touch because it has a better camera. I was going to record on my Android, but my Android's kind of cheap. I mean, no, I'm not saying no Android's cheap, but the newer Androids are better. But I have an older Android camera. But the camera quality is I'm not gonna say it's crappy. I prefer Android, because I love my Android, but the camera could do some work. So I'm recording this on my iPod Touch actually. So yeah, that's what I'm recording. I hope it doesn't die on me quickly. But let's get the video. Today I'm talking about, I know it's small, so I can just record it easily, and this is way easy to record. So what I'm gonna talk about today, is my life. I think I should talk about more about my life, because my life is interesting. It wasn't necessarily bad. It was just very interesting. Now, I barely talk about my story of my life because of how people are going to feel about it, because my life is probably controversial, very controversial. Like, it wasn't necessarily bad. It's just like, I don't know if it's, to be honest, I don't even know if it's my fault, or it's just something I was just going to happen eventually. Because if you look at my life, some of the things I can admit, it was my fault, okay? I did some terrible decisions. But most of the things, it's like, okay, something happened that I couldn't control. So it's really weird. So I got some stories, and grab some popcorns, get some banana pops, get some Liberty Split. I can't say it. Get some like ice cream or whatever. I don't know. Maybe a beer if you're an older person, and get yourself like, I don't know, a mocha, like a coffee mocha, or some Java coffee. You know what I'm saying? Programming. I don't know if you're programming. You get some coffee, and let's get to the video. Now, I'm going to tell you about my life, because I think this is going to be the most important video I ever made on the planet. And if you watch it to the end, I think you will get 1 million subscribers. And you definitely will become a wealthy man if you subscribe to my channel. So yeah, subscribe, because you will get the money too. And I would definitely, you get free operating systems, you get free software, and you get everything you want, and you become wealthy. So subscribe if you want to become wealthy. Back to the video. But I think my life is interesting. I took me like a general life story, because if I talk about my life story, it's gonna take like about, I think, 2 days to make, because how complex is it? So let me give you some background. So people are like, oh, Matthew, have you been to the hood? I never been to the hood in my life. Never been to the hood. That's the reason why I probably like never. That's the reason why. See, this is probably the reason why, like, when people look at me, like, oh my god, you speak proper. Like, it's just weird. Like, oh, you speak proper. Like, I don't know. I always liked it. Even when I was a kid, I never really speak like. I was not from the hood. I would never, rarely. I had little experience from the hood. Never been in the hood. I never. If you think I'm from the hood, I swear to God, you must be an idiot. But I'm not from the hood person. I was always the type where I was not. Okay. Look, I was not necessarily broke. Okay, I would say I was middle class, kinda, in like 2010s, maybe that era, and maybe 2016, maybe like upper middle class. But I wasn't necessarily broke. It's just that, pardon me. It's just that, like, I just did some terrible decisions that could actually affect my life. Now, what do I mean by that? So, all right, let me give it to my beginning of my life. So, beginning, I was born in 2002, obviously. Okay, I was born, blah, blah, blah. I was born in 2002, blah, blah, blah. Born, and then, what's weird is, during that time, yes, we were broke. Well, first of all, it was my birth mother. My birth mother was not necessarily bad, but she was just she had a lot of mental illness. She was, like, mentally unstable, put it that way. But she loved me, but she didn't know how to take care of me correctly because she did not have she was a good mom, but bad. She was kind of cuckoo a little bit, but I don't want to dog on my mom because my mom tried her best. My bio mom, I'm talking about my birth mother. It's just that she did worse decisions than me. If you think I'm bad, look at my mom, my bio mom. My mom's probably worse than me. But at least I know how to control myself in public. She was opposite. She was the type to freak out every time in public. See, I know how to keep my cool. I know how to make my look good. I know how to hide. This time my bipolar kicks in, but I know how to hide my bipolar for a very long time. I don't show it because I'm very smart. Very smart. Really, I have a very intelligent brain. Now, my mom was very smart. Like, she was very intelligent. Very, very smart, actually. She was very intelligent. You know, that's probably where my genetics came from. So that's what people think. People tell me, oh, you're smart. I'm like, I don't know. Just, but let's get back to the video. So, yeah, my bio mom was the type where she was, like, not the right state of mind. And, it led to her mental breakdown and, like, where I didn't say this because it was more of an episode, to be honest, where she freaked out. And then, like, I think she freaked out at Trump Tower. It was literally in Manhattan, by the way. We were living in 116th Street, so she freaked out, and then I went to foster care. So you may like, okay, so you might, oh my God, there's no way Matthew went to foster care. I'm like, yeah, I did. So I went to foster care around 2008. That's when the financial crash, well, the recession technically. So maybe she was stressed out about the recession. That's my theory now, looking back at it, because I realized it happened in 2008. So maybe she was very broke to the point that she lost everything, and she just had a bad mental breakdown for the financial stuff. So now I keep that in mind to be financially secure, and that's what happened. And then she basically, it's like a sun, and then it disappeared. So yeah, that's what happened around 2008. So yeah, so then I was transported to this black van. I'm not even joking. It was like a black van. I remember it was like a black van. Like, my life, if I tell you my story, it's gonna be like a movie. Let's continue. It's gonna be like an ultimate movie. I mean, if I put animation, it's gonna be like an anime movie, like from like Naruto or something like that, man. My life is like a Naruto movie, I swear to God. Let's continue. So after I was that, I remember I was like, I was in this black van. I don't know, it was like a black car. And I was transported to this foster care system, which was at the time Children Aid Society. I don't know if they're still open, to be honest, but I don't know, man. But I was transported to Children Aid Society for a little bit. And I was transferred to the first foster home, and that is Miss Oki. So Miss Oki's house, how do I feel about this? I'm going to make it short because I was very there shortly. So when I was in Miss Oki's house, this was during Stapleton, and Stapleton was like basically the projects, and it was, luckily I had a little experience with that. So, it was very little. So, yeah, I avoided that. So around, I think around 2009, that's when I was transported to another foster home. But the reason why, I don't know what the reason why, I think basically I closed down back in 2008. It got closed down. Literally, it got closed down, okay? It got closed down. I'm not even joking. It got closed down, okay? So it got closed down because I don't know what the hell it was. Maybe they broke some rules. I don't remember. I was young. I was like 6. I was probably 6. No, I was like 5 or 6. I don't remember my age. But there's some stuff I'm missing. Maybe make a part 2 detail. I'm just going to zoom through the story because this will be a long story, because if I tell it, this will be long. But one thing I said before I went to foster care was like, oh my God, my favorite number is 6, which is a coincidence because my iPhone is, this iPhone's iPhone 12, which is, we got 6, if it's subtract by 6, it's 6, which is interesting. So it's crazy how 6 is my favorite number. and it became the number that I see everywhere. It's kind of ridiculous, and now I see 77 all the time. I'm not getting into that conspiracy theory. You know what I'm talking about? And even my Malina has a hidden 6 in it, so I'm not getting into that story. Why? I'm very careful with 6 because I realize 6 is a bad number sometimes if you put too much of it. But that's a story for another time. So it's quite crazy how 6 years old I went to foster care. So let's get to the crazy story, man. Now the next thing I know after that, before I went to foster care, there was this thing I hated, and that was ketchup and rice. I hated ketchup and rice, ladies and gentlemen. I hate ketchup and rice. If you ever feed me ketchup and rice, you're getting disowned, by the way. The reason why I say this is because it was just so disgusting. She just even feed me ketchup and rice, and it was just the worst thing I ever created. I don't know who invented that. I think that Saint himself that created that ketchup and rice. It was just really disgusting. It was really bad. So I hated ketchup and rice. So I'm gonna skip that part. All right, let's get to the foster care part. Then I went to foster care again. Went to Rumsey. They picked me up from Rumsey, or I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. So they picked me up. I was okay. So they picked me up. I think it was my mom or my brother at the time. Well, my older brother. So during that time, they picked me up. I went to I was transported in this nice green van, And at the time, my adopted mom, this is the same mom that adopted me. My adopted mom was Miss V. Now I used to call her Miss V. She is still the same person name, but yeah, it's my mom. The Miss V, the same foster home, the new foster home. I'm talking about the one in the other one. That's my mom. If you're wondering, that's my mom. She adopted me, and if people are like, oh, Matthew, you don't have a dad. I have 2 moms, by the way, so I think that's way superior, honestly. And if you're like, oh, man, you never had a dad, I don't care. I mean, put the hate comments below, but I at least have a mom who never disowned me. Oh, man, let's continue. This is why I say in this video. So, yeah, my mom basically picked me up from foster care. I was like, oh, man. And, my mom, my current mom, Miss V. So, at the time, I called her Miss V. Same thing, mom, whatever. It's going to get confusing because, when I refer to my birth mother, I say birth mother, bio mom. When I refer to my mom, my current mom, I say my adopted mom, I say mom. Because this is so simple because she's the one that actually raised me to be proper and speak properly and not be an idiot and not be a troglodyte. So let's continue. So then after that, what was it called? I was, growing up, getting raised by Miss V, mom at the time. So let's go. The mental health part, I'm going to talk about probably the next part. I think I made a video about 2012, which I made a full video if you want to check that over there about 2012, how terrible what that year is. And I think I made a video in 2017. I could be wrong, but that's nothing to 2022. So let's continue. So then, my first time going to Florida. So the first time I went to Florida was not necessarily bad. It was really good. And then, that's it. But let's talk about mental health. I think that's the next thing we'll talk about. So my mental health. Yes, my mental health started to decline really bad. I discovered, yes, I got a genetic from my bio mom that had bipolar, apparently, and something and schizophrenia, supposedly. Really, it's bipolar because they don't even know my diagnosis to this day. On the video, by the way. And yeah, they don't know my diagnosis to this day. They think that I have some. It's just weird, man. So, but I know this is gonna be all topic in this video and stream. I remember when I was going to therapy back then. I was like, oh my god. So I always wanted to do YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to do YouTube. I was kind of too young to do YouTube because, YouTube was totally different. Back then, YouTube was very different, okay? My mom didn't want me to watch YouTube back then. You know why? Because it was like different era. It was a different era. And I kind of missed old YouTube because, man, there was a lot of uncensored stuff. Now it's like censored to T. But back then, you could watch Alex Jones on YouTube. You could watch a lot of things on YouTube. It was a different time. It was obviously the golden age, but I was too young. And my mom, I'm not gonna lie, my mom was very strict. Like, well, she wasn't necessarily strict. She got me everything I wanted, but she was kind of strict with the way I spoke. And that's the reason why people are like, oh my god, you speak proper. How you not curse? You don't curse anything. I'm like, because I know. Like, for instance, I remember my mom. I'm not even joking. My mom. I remember my mom. I still remember the story to this day. It's the funniest story of all time. I remember my mom was like, "Oh my god, don't say." I remember my family member, my other family member. I think it was my cousin or something like that. Hold on, let me pause this because there's a lot of people here. Oh my god. So, yeah. I remember my mom. My cousin was like, "Oh my god." Said. I'm going to be very careful what I say because I'm going to say letter F. Now, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't know what he means by that. Well, now when you get older, you know that that's actually the F word, which I'm not saying the context of YouTube, and I'm not saying the F word to YouTube. It's just the letter. But you get the point. But back then, I thought it was not a word. I thought, okay, maybe it's just a letter. I literally thought that. I'm not even joking. I literally thought that. I thought it was like just the letter F, and apparently it was actually a curse word that I didn't even know when I was younger. So my cousin maybe said that I just said. I can't say it, but well, I'm saying, I say it. I can say it now. I'm grown up, but I said like the letter F. I'm just imagine that with just saying the F, but I said the letter F, the letter F, the letter. And then my mom came in the room. I still remember it vividly. It's just incredible. My mom came in the room and like, oh my God, you said the curse word. And I was grounded for 2 weeks, man. Actually, probably a month, just for saying the letter F. That's how strict she was back then. Well, now my mom's like very lenient. Like, other than my older kids, my brothers, my younger brothers, they get away with a lot of stuff, man. Even think my little brothers, they say like it's normal for that. Like back then, when I was growing up my old school ways, if you just say the letter F, you get grounded. I wasn't even trying to curse. I wasn't even trying to curse. So that's good on my mom's part because man, oh man, I've been going to meetings a lot with Google and like all these companies, and and companies, they like the censor stuff. Right, I make music too, but music is uncensored. Obviously, that's for like those adult kids. But I know how to like, at least I know how to speak properly and not be like a troglodyte or anything. And I know how to speak properly. There's some videos I kind of curse a little bit, but I try to censor most of it. Like I don't. Even if I curse, I don't say the actual words curse. Like I don't say the N word or anything because I think that's dumb. I don't get the concept of it. The only curse word I might said, slip up sometimes, is the F word, which that's the only common word I probably said, but I stopped saying it. So I try to avoid cursing as much. But the only time I do is maybe in my music because it's just for me. This is for comedy purposes. When you get older, it's just fun, for funsies. And my mom kind of got relaxed with that, but I don't show my music to that because my mom is very sensitive with that. So yeah, I know this video was so random because I was talking about that most of the time, but man, I don't know how to respond. But yeah, so that's my story there. But yeah, my mom, like, she wasn't necessarily bad. It's just like, my life is interesting. My life wasn't necessarily bad. It's just like, I just did some terrible decisions, man. But I'm gonna make a part two. I may make a part two about my mental health and all that stuff, which I did a lot of videos about that. Maybe I did a lot of videos about that, but I don't know, man. But like, how do I feel about my life? Is my life that terrible? Like I said, I'm not homeless. I'm not homeless. I'm not dead or anything. I'm not like starving. Well, it's kind of something, but it's not like, it's not bad. It's just that I think it's me. I don't know if it's me, but I'll tell you one thing. My life is like a movie, but let's continue with the movie. Now, I'm going to move on to recently, kind of, because there's a lot of things I skipped because my life, it's just so, I went through so many things in my life that it's kind of hard to compile because I have a disability. I have a learning disability, and it's like hard, I can learn, but I process information differently, and I just can't. I can do complex things easily, but I can't do simple things. So I'm gonna try to make it simple as possible. My life was like, I'm just gonna describe my life in 2 words. My life is just so random and unpredictable. My mom thinks she's predictable, but well, obviously she raised me, so she knows. But my life in general, I'm saying in general, like just in general, my if you look at the outsider perspective, I don't think most people can handle my life. I don't think so. Well, besides homeless, that's the worst case scenario. But when it comes to like mental health, in that sense, argue is pretty hard. Not the hardest, but it is really difficult, and it's not easy. Granted, people have some struggle. I'm not gonna say it. I can say for yourself, I am the most spoiled kid in the world. I am very spoiled. I can tell you for a fact. I have an iPhone 12 mini. I even have an Android. I have 2 phones. Why do I have 2 phones? I don't know. I even see Google Street View cars all the time. See this Google Street View car? I see this all the time. I'm probably the most spoiled brat in the whole planet. I could be wrong. But one thing I do have in common is I have a soul and I care about people, and I'm grateful for everything, things I have, because it could have been worse. I could have been broke. I could have been in the hood. I could have been, it's just, what I'm saying? So that's why I respect people and I treat them as human beings. So what is the majority of the story? I know this video became so bipolar and I don't know, but all right. my life isn't necessarily terrible. It's just that I think it's me doing dumb decisions. But it's also a reason why, like, if I do something terrible, let's say, this is my philosophy. If I do something very terrible, like to the point where I messed up really bad, I will apologize. I will literally apologize. I will take the responsibility because that's what you're supposed to do. Now, the problem with society nowadays is they don't take responsibility. Like, they don't take responsibility. They actually blame it on other people. For instance, the scammer who scammed $200, he blames me for something I couldn't even control. Granted, it was my fault for being trusting someone I knew, but I took responsibility while he didn't take responsibility. He got away with it. So that's a story for another time. But it's just that I try to help people. I take responsibility for my actions because I think it's the right thing to do. You know, you got to be a human being. And I think what people lack in this day and age is responsibility, and also just being like very not open-minded. Because if you look at nowadays, like, see, I'm open-minded. I use every device. Look, I have an iPhone, but also I hope I didn't dox anyone. I have an Android phone. So I use mostly every device. I even have an iPod Touch, which I'm recording this on because just the camera's way better a little bit, but not the best. But yeah. Now, why do I say this? Because if you look at my personality, I am the most open-minded person in the universe, okay? If you name it, I did it, okay? I went to a lot in my life, okay? I went to Florida, I had a wealthy, like, I honestly feel like, you know, it's weird, I just feel like I live multiple lives. Like, I feel like I lived multiple lives in my life. Like, I feel like I literally lived multiple lives. I'm not even joking. Like, one day you could see me drawing a picture. Another thing, you could see me, like, programming a game. And next thing you know, you could see me just literally, just driving a car, like, passing the driver's test, which, by the way, I got 100% on that. Then when next thing you know, you can see me talk about Texas, like, oh, I want to go to Texas. Then next thing you know, you can see me talk about California. And then next thing you know, you're talking about going to Japan, which is not us currently right now. Who knows, maybe I'll talk about, like, Paris. That's a joke, but the point is that I'm very unpredictable. People think, oh, you're predictable. I'm really not. Like, people didn't see me come and, like, talk about Japan. And I got I'm not gonna lie, I got a Japan mug. Speaking, I don't know it's off topic, but I got a Japanese mug, which is very phenomenal, like a very Japanese mug, which was the best thing that my mom got me. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of best things. She got me a 3DS. Like, I'm spoiled, but I appreciate it. See, most kids, or most people, I'm not a kid, I'm an adult. I mean, when you get older for Christmas, you're not entitled to get gifts. But when I was a kid too, I was kind of spoiled. But even then, I just didn't take advantage. But I honestly thought it was Santa, but this is really, I'm not gonna get into it. But even when I got older for my birthdays, I just was not the type to, like, ask. I didn't really ask. But when I was a kid, yes, when I was 6 years old, I didn't know. I thought it was Santa, so I asked. But now I know it's like no older people. I can't say it. But I was not even on my birthday too. I think it was after 16 or 17. That's when I was like, okay, I didn't want to ask what I really want because I just wanted to, because back then I was spoiled. I'm not gonna lie, my mom kind of spoiled me. I'm not gonna lie. I am the most spoiled kid probably not kid, adult, not adult. I say kid. I don't know why I say kid. Mentally, I'm just like a 30-year-old, but man, I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie, I had a spoiled life. But I don't know how I feel about it. Is it my fault? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you screwed up so many times in your life, it's like, 2012, I screwed up so bad that I disappointed my mom, which hurt a lot, because it's weird that my personality is, like, kind of into line with my mom, because, like, it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a frequency, and it's like a kind of conspiracy theory, but my mom is like me, but my mom is like me. It's kind of weird, because every decision I do is because of mom, or if I don't do it, it's because of my fault. It's kind of weird, because I was always reliant on my mom. I still do to this day, but not in a different, obviously I take responsibility, certain, I obviously travel by myself, but it's because of my mental health. My brain is, like, fried, like, really fried, because of everything I went through. Because everything I went through, man. I went through 2017, where I can't say it because I don't want people to think I'm a criminal or anything or a bad guy, but I got a sense of some parts, because there's something that I don't talk about, not because I don't want to talk about, it's because I don't want people judging me and thinking I'm like a bad person or anything, because this is probably, oh god, my battery's about to die. This is also probably why that I'm critical of myself too, because the reason I'm critical of myself is because I just didn't want I didn't want to hurt people. I didn't want to hurt anyone. So the reason I'm very critical of myself, because I'm my worst critic, is because I've been hurt so many times in the past and dealt with disappointment, and dealt with loss, and dealt with like a lot of rejection, probably more than most people. I don't know, probably went through a lot. Well, I'm not broke, I'm not poor, I'm not like I'm not like, oh my god, I'm not in the streets or anything. I'm not like in like a homeless shop. Well, I'm not like in like, I don't know, in Africa or anything, which thank God, I'm not. But I'm just very cautious. Granted, I'm very cautious, okay? So, how do I feel about life? What's my take on life? What's my philosophy on life? It's just that enjoy what you have. Enjoy the little things you have, okay? Don't be greedy. Even if you lose, let's say God forbid you lose everything, because there's a chance that if you gotta appreciate what you have, because if you lose everything, then you got to be grateful for the little things you have. And that's my joy. It's like a Chef Boyardee, Like when I was eating Chef Boyardee, it was pretty good, and I loved it. You know why? Because it's something we had. Okay, it's like Chef Boyardee. Okay, if you can't afford like, I don't know, a gourmet restaurant, you will probably mostly enjoy the Chef Boyardee. And then that's what describes my life. It's not bad. It's just you gotta enjoy that Chef Boyardee. It's better than broke, but better than not getting food. So and also not you get the point. But I don't know. Unless this video became very long and didn't make any sense, but. Yeah, so anyone who's bragging about smartphones, like, oh my god, iPhone's better than Android, go touch some grass, and also just stop, okay, just stop, and just like help people. I gotta go, and I'm out.